What's going on, world? It's a Friday team meeting, and it's October 2nd, 2015. And, we just want to give credit where credit is due. So our Heavenly Father up above for allowing us to come together on this Friday. Not only that, but for closing out the month of September and, starting off this fresh month of October as we get another day, another month closer to closing out 2015. And so it's just been truly a blessing. A lot of ups and downs throughout the learning experience for this year. I would say personally, just to get to this point, and we've seen a drop in sales. We had to get back on it. We had to do special promotions, do things that we didn't have to do in the past, and we had to really find our way back, and we did. And so. Just after I do these little updates real quick, I just really got to get the sales team on here. Got to get the sales team together because of the fact of what we need to do just to be able to make it back to the sales of the previous year, which is huge for us. So we got to really talk about some things that we have to put on the table, especially for marketing campaigns that we're going to run. And the one that we're starting this month, we'll open it up on the on Wednesday next week. So I'll get more into detail with that. But let me get these updates out the way real quick. There's just only a few. So the first one is, and these guys the first one is for tomorrow. It's the MMA hard steel. And the vendor booth was $200. The last one we did, I believe it was in June. It's the same people. The last one we did, we paid the same price. I think it was $200, and we made like $378. Sold about 10 cases there. I mean, real good vibes, good people, and you can really tell that the people that came out, they really came to support the event planner. I mean, the connections that were there. Because of the fact that like we've experienced some of these MMA events where I wouldn't say they didn't come out to support the event planner, but they didn't come out to support the vendors that were part of it, that sponsored it, that helped put this thing together. They didn't come for that. So to be able to be a part of something like this, that's why I wanted to do it again, because the guy, his name is Clay, good dude, and you just felt the love from the crowd. They were very accepting of trying out our new product in the market, and not only that, but just the beauty of entrepreneurship. They were all for that, and so that's why we want to do it again. It's tomorrow. Yeah, we only got I believe 12 cases. We were trying to hold on to them because of the fact that we did 10 cases with this event the last time. So we hope to do the same number. And if we would have went any lower, I would have thought of just charging $5 per bottle just so we can hold on to a little bit of inventory. But we're gonna go ahead and close this off, the rest of our inventory, and then just wait for Thursday next week and get this new shipment in, because there are accounts that are waiting for us to service, and they've called us, and I've let them know. And so there's money out there, and we're gonna go get that and make these necessary sales to close out our for the month of October, and then keep on pushing November, December. So that was the first one. The second one was with the guy. His name is Thomas Dawson. Thomas Dawson, and the event. Will was talking about this. We were talking about this what was it, Wednesday, I believe? Wednesday or Wednesday. But I'm waiting to hear back from the guy. It's called the Santa Cruz Music Festival. And when I checked out the website, there's a lot of artists performing. The window, once again, is from 2 to 9 p.m. We'll go over there. We'll set up around 12:30. That's the earliest we can set up. 12:30, get a feel of the landscape. And then, from 2 to 9, if the vendor booth was 350, so let's see, we're charging 36 times 36 times. So basically, 36, we're selling bottles for $3 a bottle. We go to this and we want to sell at least 12 cases. And I'll reiterate this to our sales team and for those who are going to be willing next week. So far, I don't have a for sure yes of who's going with me tomorrow. But I'll get with Pi and see if Gela is available as well. If we have 3 bodies out there, we give ourselves the best chance to sell 10 cases. Again, a lot of those sales came from Beverage Hawker, so we do need 2 bodies out there in the crowd, making it convenient as possible for them. So we want to sell 12, this is for tomorrow, but the 12 cases for the Santa Cruz Music Festival within that time frame. What is it? 3, 4, 5, 7 hours. So we have 7 hours to sell 12 cases. It's basically less than a case, less than wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, yeah, 7 hours to sell 12 cases. And that's for next week right there. Like I said, I'm waiting on the response from him because I told him that we wanted to do the 350 because we don't know what type of event this is. This is our first time, and we don't want to reach. Going with the goal, what was it? I think it was called Platinum, the Platinum package, 500. It said it had the most visibility. We're going to have a lot of visibility because of the Beverage Hawkers. That's what we're going to do. Another thing that was different about this one was they want to keep track of sales, the city. So at the end of the event, we will relay how much we sold in product to them, so that they can take it back to the county and yada yada yada. They'll do their sales tax 875. California, obviously, and then we'll go from there. And but yeah, once again, still waiting for Thomas to get back to me and see if this is still a go for next week on October 10th. And then we got Daisy Hernandez, H.A. Ryder and Sons. Daisy contacted me, and she gave me the obviously the date is October 8th. That'll be our 10th production run. 10th production run in 2 years. And then the time would be they'll start mixing at 10:30 a.m. and the tasting would be an hour after that, which would be 11:30. But we're gonna go there around 10 o'clock, get some footage, put together a little video, for our social media following, like we always do. And the objective this time around is like we want to capture different angles, and try to make this video. I mean, just do different things, even though like it's kind of the same, like as far as the process and what we've shown. We just want to try something new, and I still got a lot of footage from the last time off my phone, the 9th production run, and I was just trying to keep it and hold on to it. But I really want to put something together as well for like our YouTube channel, because when we were looking at it the other day, and we're just like, man, I mean, it just brought back a lot of memories for me personally, and Gela as well. And there was a lot of things that we said in there, and I think we need to revisit those videos. I mean, people are really speaking they're putting themselves out there. They're saying certain things that in that moment in time they felt. And you know, as life goes on, as time goes on, we're all guilty of it. Like we all forget about the things that we said, and it's good that we record all these hangouts, because we're speaking about ourselves and we're speaking about the things that we believe in, that we feel in our heart, that we're capable of. And not only that, but the things that we do on a regular basis. And for instance, there was this clip, like we were watching the A315, and they asked they asked Pizzo, you know, what is your job as a sales rep? And then he goes in, he said, man, you know, I check up on the accounts twice a day. And yeah, we only had a few accounts back then when we first started off, but it's like, yeah, man, this is what I do. I get the account, you know, once in the morning, and I go back around at night and I follow up and see how much they did, and I keep that data for the whole week. And then, you know, that's where you get the data from when we're talking about 7.2 to 22 units per store per day. And you wonder how we got that information. It was because we were going in there and we were being proactive about what we needed to do, handle our responsibilities. And now we're just kind of you know, through just blowing by accounts, not really going that extra mile like we used to. We got so comfortable in the work of it all. And like S have mentioned, and we'll continue to bring up this because it's very important, you know, because so many people do, entrepreneurs, we get caught up in the work and we lose focus. Sometimes we kind of lose that fire, and for some, you know, they lose the love and the passion for it all, and then you just get in this comfortable mode where you're okay with everything. Everything's cool. You don't really care if it grows, if it remains this way, it's fine. And we don't want to be like that. We don't. I mean, because if we're all trying to go out there and we're trying to become what we envision ourselves and get to certain levels, not only physically, not only mentally, not only spiritually, you know, financially, you know, we want to get to these certain goals, and we want to reach these certain heights. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is go back in time to see little things like that, to refresh ourselves. Like I was talking about the last time, man, sometimes we need to just hit the refresh button, because it's very important for us, because we do get bogged down. It's human nature. And then when you see yourself in the moment, like when we were watching in these videos, it brings you back to why you felt the way you did to be able, or to start this journey. And not only that, but continue on. So that was just one example, and something that we need to think about, like not think about, but act upon. When we're going out there and we're doing our job, we have to do what got us here. We have to do what we need to what got us here today. And how do we do that? Well, we look at these old hangouts, and we look at these old interviews, and, you know, whatever the case it is, and we draw inspiration from it. Like that's what I did. It motivated me, because I was saying to myself, on the A315, I was looking at it and I was like, man, in 5 years, I want to be global. And yeah, in the beginning, it's like, yeah, we got high hopes. We got high hopes. And then you start to realize that, damn, those high hopes, it takes a lot of money to accomplish those. And I always bring this back to me, because this was the first person that asked me, you know, what do you do when you don't reach the goal? Like that's what Kim told me. Like, oh, my goal is $1 million in sales within 3 years. What do you do if you don't reach that? Well, you keep on going. Yeah, obviously we didn't make it in 3 years. When that time comes, like we still hoping to make it. I mean, it's going to take a lot, because we're still 800 away. That's a lot. I mean, less than that now, but you know, it's right there, $800,000 away, and that's a lot of connections that need to be made. Not only that, but the capital to be able to reach that number in sales. And at first, I wasn't even, you know, it caught me off guard, because nobody had ever asked me that. But I mean, it's the same thing. That moment right there. Like, what happens when you don't? And I'm saying to myself, okay, damn, I said 5 years. we want to go global. We got all these people reaching out to us, and in the moment, you just feel like, oh man, we're gonna go fast because all these people are reaching out to you from all around the world. And then you start to realize and you see it's like, oh man, you didn't know how much it actually took to be able to get to these different places. And so you come back down from the cloud, not to stay down there, but just to understand that it's not as easy as it looks or as we think it is, or how we believe it. What do we do in 5 years if we don't reach that goal? We still got time. We still got 3 years, right? But we still keep on going, and that's the whole point. We still got to keep on going, because when we get to certain moments in time, let's say we get to 3 years, and we don't reach 1 million in sales, then what do? Well, we took everything that we learned in the 3 years and we said, okay, what didn't work? And then everything that didn't work, then we said, why didn't it work? We have to ask ourselves, why didn't it work? And then when we ask ourselves, why didn't it work? Then we say, okay, what are some of the changes that we need to implement into our systems and our processes that can speed up or get us back or get us on the right path quicker from all the experience that we take away? Because that's the most important thing that we have to understand. Like, when we're going through this journey, it's the experience that we take away from the process. Going in there, just really going hard and just growing this thing literally brick by brick. And we're saying, okay, all of that, in 3 years time, okay, we got this far. How can we double, triple, keep on going, et cetera, et cetera? How do we do that at a quicker rate? And for us, we know how to do it, but it's just fine. It's just literally staying on top of something day in and day out until it explodes, until it opens up the doors that we need to grow our company 2, 3 times, 4 times over in such a short amount of time as possible. And I know in due time it's going to come, with the things that we're working on. Especially, I have high hopes for Amazon. Even though it's slow right now, and we're still building up our SEO and organic traffic and trying to draw people into to purchase from Amazon. Even though it's slow, I really feel that we are going to get to that point where we're doing 10, 15, 20K in a month off of sales just through that outlet alone. And it just takes time. Like, we thought it was going to happen fast, but it takes time. I'm talking with Belle today, and she was just because of all the success that she had in the past, she feels like sad. And not only that, but she just thought it was gonna hit. I really thought, like, everything that she done in the past with other people and for herself, it all hit. But here goes the thing that, now that I'm understanding, the reason why these things hit, like for her to basically buy products and then resell them on Amazon, is the reason why the hit is because people are already looking for these products. They already know about these products. I mean, these are everyday products that, like I told you guys the story, she just went in a grocery outlet, bought a couple bags for cheap and sold them for like 20, 30 bucks. And it went like that. And why is that? Because people know about it. People don't know about Oosh Juice yet. We haven't established our presence through this platform. Other people have taken the same system. I was just watching a YouTube video today. The guy, he was talking about the same exact thing, how he grew his net profits by just doing that, sending his products off to the Amazon warehouse. And then when somebody makes an order, then there's a one-stop shop. Amazon handles all of that. They take care of it for you. Yeah, they get the cut, but it took him about 4 to 5 years for him to get to that level. And now he's doing 250K in net profit. And he's doing about 700-800 in generated sales. And this is all from buying products from, regular stores and then reselling them. This is like, so many people are doing this, and they've even created networks, like teams that will, like from what the guy was saying, he was he said they created like teams with that'll go out, like they'll outsource for someone to find specific products that they're looking for that are hot, and then they'll bring it to the table with a group of investors, not investors in the sense that they're looking to take on new or business ventures, but investors in the sense that they have a whole network of a whole team that are selling the same products, but through their outlet, and they all come together and they pitch in, like they invest in whatever product that is, and they all make the same equal cut because there's enough money in it for everybody. And that's what any lane. It's just finding those people that are in your lane, are somewhere in your lane, or just right there where you could connect with, and everybody understands. Like, man, the goal is to go together, and that's what he kind of created. And now he's doing what he's doing right now. The cool part about this is this dude, it's a man like everything else. It's like I said, 4 or 5 years. You start the process, like you really put in the time and effort to build up something. 4 or 5 years later, you're gonna reap. And for them, for what they did with Amazon, the thing was like he only spends, because there was an interview. I asked him how much time do you spend, and he says an hour or two a day. Now, I mean, when I hear that, like, man, that's the freedom that we're looking for. I want us as entrepreneurs. Right now we're putting in the hard work right now to build it up. But the 1 or 2 hours like that he talks about, and he's making $250K in net profit. That means that's his shit. We want to get to that same level. And not only that, but we want to go higher than that. And how do we do it? Well, it's building up right now. It's really taking the time to nurture and care for our little baby right here that we have right now, and grow the baby, and not be moved by the challenges and the difficulty of growing a small business organically. I mean, a lot of people, they get it just gets too overwhelming for them when they can't handle it, and that's pretty much it. We know, but those are that's just something that I came across, and like I said with Bill, that's that avenue right there. I know it's going to pay huge dividends for us in the future, but it takes time, and we will grow our awareness through Amazon, because it's a powerful outlet for us. We have millions and millions of people who buy each and every day, and we just got to find them. That's all he did. He said, man, you're going to, there's people that are going to buy these products, and people not going to buy these products, but you got to just sift through them. I mean, there's so many people out there. You just got to keep on going. Sift. Okay, you got one. Okay, I got another one. Okay, we got another one. That's pretty much it. And that's what we will do, because of what that brand has already, what they've established through that outlet. And so that was for that. Another thing is right here. Okay, so I just got an email from Thomas, and he said, yes, we are good to go. He gave us spot number 13. It's for next week. Spot number 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and take care of that payment, 50% down today. We'll take care of that, and then we have 2 events so far for this month of October. We still got to get it in. Friday, October. Okay, so yeah, we'll take care of that. If we have anything else that we find or come across, let's put it out there. I mean, I'm willing to pretty much just go out the rest of this year with events. I just want to be a part of whatever. If it's a couple $100, I'm confident that we can make that back. And every event that we've done, I believe, every event that we've done, we've made our money back as far as whatever the vendor fee was. And I mean, even if it's $1 more, I just rather take that for sales, because of what we have to do that we're going to get into pretty soon here when I bring it up. The next thing is I just Joe Quagliata. He was at the BBVA. Our next line that's coming in 15K. So he said they sent them out already. I just got today. I just opened up the mail today right now. We got the checks for the business line. The business line is 5K. So we got that in, and then we're waiting for personal, which is 10K. So excited about that. We've talked about it before, but I was just waiting for it. I told these guys, come October 8th, I'm going to really open up the door for employees, part-time employees, starting off with 2 people, and Mick and Pizzo, because I told you guys from the gate, early on, Pizzo would be the first one that I would start paying because of his work ethic. For me, being out there in the field early on before he got the job, and now he's just getting back into the groove of it. And then everything that Mick has been showing as of late, I mean, really just in the trenches, out there grinding, making sure our accounts are taken care of, and then even making the Bay Area feel his presence with him just going around in the past couple weeks to certain locations that we want to keep alive, keep thriving, get better sales, get better movement, faster turnovers, things like that. So those 2, what we decided on, and it's 20 hours per week. So kind of equals out to like basically paying one employee. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because it was my goal from the gate. And with this extra 15K of credit, I want to just try it. I mean, the objective is to increase our sales. If we can get these guys, on the same page and understanding, and I've talked to them multiple times, but I'm going to really hammer it in once the day comes, which will be coming up pretty shortly within the next couple weeks. Once we do that, I mean, where our hope is to get these sales up, to meet certain quotas. Not only that, but for these guys, I want them to really challenge themselves into wanting to make more, wanting to not only just do part-time, but putting in so much of an effort where we're being able to pay full-time. And that's a little stretch from part to full-time, but I mean, it just really comes down to what these guys want and what they're willing to give up as far as their time. And we put it out there in the beginning of the year when we were talking about what was it? When we were talking about, man, what the hell was it? When we were talking about sales, and I forgot. I don't know why the word is slipping my mind right now. Man, what is the word when they do it all the time? It's like on Craigslist. It's like you have to sell to reach a certain amount. Commission. That's what it is. We talked about it early on. Based on commission, why it fell through? Well, the effort. Nobody, it's tough to really get it programmed in some people's minds that they have to start thinking like bosses. If everybody just thinks that like they're a boss, but they just thinking, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm a boss, but they don't actually put in the work and the action of what a boss has to do in order to be a boss. Well, then you get these certain results. And for the past few years, I've been trying to build up everybody's confidence to really take the initiative to thinking a certain way, to changing our mind. We're trapped in this prison of the prison of the mind, and we got to get out of that prison. And if we want to be like real bosses, real leaders, then we're gonna have to start doing those things. And that's really my hope. Like, I really hope these guys get it together, and hope this right here was the change that they were looking for. Because if he did so much for free, and now you have the opportunity to get paid, it shouldn't be a drop. It should be an increase, because now you're doing what you love and you're getting paid for doing what you love. And so we're gonna see. I mean, if we don't see increases in sales through the retailer end, through direct to consumers, and then obviously we're going to have to rethink that whole strategy. And my thing is to pay under the table at first, because I don't want to lock nobody in, for the simple fact that this, right? If this is how any small businesses, I'm not saying anything new, and a lot of even like further, even small businesses that are further along than us, they do the same exact thing. Even I've heard of accountants telling their people, their clients, to, you know, if you're hiring employees, do it all by cash. You know, do it all by cash at first, just because, like I said, it's, you know, the IRS. There's certain ways around certain things. Is basically what I'm getting at. There's nothing new. We're not the first people to do this. We're not, but there's certain ways that you can get around. You know, those guys that are taking a lot of your money, and just make it even that much more difficult for small businesses. But that's what we would do. That's what we're gonna do to start off, because I just want this, like, checking the temperature. If you act right, then okay, now I can take it to that next step of seriousness, where you are on payroll and we're doing that. And this is all new. It's exciting, and you know, I'm going to talk to S a lot more about this as well, just so I can get a better understanding, because I really don't. I mean, yeah, I can go to the next guy and or the next company and tell them to handle this and take care of it, because they do offer the services, paychecks. Once again, they do offer the services, and they'll take care of all that. But I would like some more insight too, because we have the connection that it's already doing it, and that's a blessing for me, just to have that at my reach. And so that's what we're gonna do coming up within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully we get this the card or the checks within the next few days, and then we start working on our next line of credit. And here goes a great thing. I went today and talked to Liz, and I was going to wait. I was going to hold out. I was telling everybody, if you guys didn't catch it on the Hangout, I'll repeat it again, but I was going to wait for at least 6 months, right? March or February, to go and apply for another line. But Liz, you know, when I was telling her what we've already been able to do, she said we can do it right now. So we ran, we put in an application for Wells Fargo to try and get that line of credit. Another thing is, so she'll be on the lookout for that. Keep me posted. And then early on, when we got the college card from Wells Fargo, I've been playing the game with them, and I'm looking for an increase in that. And she said, man, we could easily get an increase for that one, but we're gonna go and try and we're gonna go and try and get a whole different type of card, is what she was saying, because of this. It's a student card. That 1,500, yeah, we can get the increase, but she wants a bigger amount. If they're not gonna give a bigger amount, like as far as 4-5 grand or more, then we'll do a whole another card. And that's a good thing with because we've been building our relationship with Wells Fargo and gaining their trust for them to give us unsecured line of 10K business line, and then, you know, obviously the other line, personal student card that we have too. So that's a good news right now. That's what we're working on. Like I said, I was gonna wait, but Liz said we should do it right now. It's good still. It's a good time. So I said, okay, let's do it. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. And it's one of those things. Once again, it's like unexpected. I mean, I wasn't intentionally going in there to get a business line or apply for it, but we got to talking, and then I just threw it out there before I was about to head out, and then that's how the whole conversation started, and then we got the ball rolling. So I got that one, and then, okay, so those are pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much my updates. Now I want to go into sales real quick. This is weekly updates and presentations. So I want to go into sales real quick. Let me get these. Can't even. So I can't go. I can't get to the next screen because it'll cut out right here. But I'll just do it off my calculator. So in 3 months, these next 3 months, in order for us, like we did 89K in sales last month. This was what I was talking about earlier. So we did 89K in sales. And in order for us to get to 89K this year, we would need 22K. And it's a little bit more, like a couple hundred more, but 22K. And then I divided that number by 3, and we would need about 7,300, like 7,300 a month for the next 3 months, just to make it back to 89K. What happened this year? Like, that's what happened this year as compared to last year, and we were trying to figure it out. Like, okay, what happened to our sales? And if you guys just think about the process, like one year we were doing great, or we could just say last year. Last year we were doing great, and we were doing great at the retailer end. Yeah, we got what do we do as far as oops, sorry. So last year, yeah. So on the count earnings, yeah. So on the last year on the count earnings, we did 77. Like in 2013, because we only had 50 accounts. Well, we got to 50 accounts. We did 30K. And then 2014, we added an additional about 47K, 45 plus K to 2014, which was 77K. That's what we did. This year, we're down at the retailer end, and I was talking to the sales team, why are we down? I'm just trying to think of, and then I thought of it. I got it. We had 11 active, actually 10 active chain accounts for Shell. Those 10 locations, all of them did. They got more than 3 or 4. More than 3. We'll just say 3. Everyone got more than 3 deliveries, and they also a lot of them took on 22s, like 20 plus 2. So you think about 10 active locations, they're all taking on, and they got 3 or more, right? 3 or more deliveries in that were 22 or 11 or 22. So anywhere ranging from 246 to, I believe it's 492, right? 20 times. Oh yeah, 493.8. Yeah, 493.80. So 246.60 to 493.80. Do the math. We did also open up additional accounts that were doing well. We did also have accounts that were active and they moved, got a couple of deliveries in. So there's a few factors of why we were able to hit 77K last year through the retail outlet. Why we didn't hit this year? Well, we didn't. The number one reason we didn't go after accounts as hard. That's one reason. When you're not going after accounts, well, that 2460 or even more, whatever it is, we'll just say 2460, you can't add it to the pot. So there it goes. Like, that's the number one reason right there. The number 2 reason is because of some of these accounts, they're not active anymore. And that's the top 2 reason. And then, I mean, if you see, because number 3 could easily be 1, but it's the effort to maintain and sustain these accounts. So those are the top 3 things that I see of why we're not doing so well at the retailer in this year. But you know what? We're doing great on the DTC, and it just switched off. Last year we did retail. DTC was trash. I mean, it was cool, but it wasn't what we wanted. This year we really made it up in our mind. We got to go to events. We got to be out there. And look what happens. Well, we got way more sales in DTC than we do from the retailer end. Why? Is because, like, in our minds we said, man, this is where we need to go. And so when you say you need to go over here, the thing that we have to understand and we have to see for ourselves is when we say we got to go over here, we still got to maintain what's over here. Because just imagine if by the same amount of time, if we did the same amount of sales through the retailer end at this amount of time, 10 months in, and we still had the push over here, like we got them both working in the same year and we're flowing. Just imagine how much. I really feel that. I just want to get the facts first straight. I don't want to just throw out numbers, but so 2014.
Another thing to keep in mind is we changed gears too. You know, we slowed down with trying to expand, and we tried to go after distribution. You know what I mean? So that was another thing that was, I think, pivotal as far as us seeing why we haven't reached those numbers yet. Because if we would have just kept going how we did, we're just expanding, you know what I mean? We definitely, probably, most likely would have had those numbers and more. But because we switched gears and we understood that, you know what, we can't expand faster than we can do other things, which is, you know, teach, well, first and foremost, like you said, the effort, get people to go out and sample, get people to, you know what I mean, check on their accounts, but also bringing up other people, you know, trying to figure out ways, if we're expanding, and really our expansion is as far as we can go. Meaning, you know, if the key players, Pi and Mick and yourself, that have been going out to these and servicing these accounts, if we don't have anybody, as we see in San Francisco, I can go service them, but at the same time, it's a whole different ball game, and at the same time, it's also more of a learning curve, meaning that, you know, we've seen what happened in Monterey Bay Area, and we see what happened here. You know, they're excited, obviously anybody, for the beginning of it. And when things don't happen as fast as they want it to, then we are left kind of hanging. You know what I mean? Like, we can go there all we want and show up and say hi and be nice and even purchase product, and, you know, but again, out here, it's a whole different ball game because it's such a bigger area. For them, it's in and out, in and out, in and out, just like that. And if you don't have people going in there constantly, you know, for a smaller product, if it doesn't move fast enough, then they become uninterested fast, you know, without even really, you know, giving it a chance. Although, they're still ordering and, you know, it's still selling, but they're not giving us the play that we get in Monterey, in the Monterey Bay Area, Central Coast. The way they're not giving us that play where, hey, you know what, let's stack a whole stack right here. You know what I mean? That's everyone sees it right in there. Oh, let's get these X amount of coolers, or can we put it in this cooler? Like, it hasn't been received here yet. Yeah. And one of the things I was going to say just about Mick, his presence is already felt, like, real deal. The last couple of weeks that he did sampling here, I guarantee his presence is felt, because, you know, the couple of stores that I stopped by after him, and I just kind of wanted to see what it was. Remember how I told you, for me, you know, when I go in there, they kind of just like, they give me the look, and then they'll, you know, they don't want to really catch eye contact. It's because, one, they know what I'm going to ask them. Oh, what's up? You know, how's it going? And then for them, it's like, oh, it's not moving fast enough, so they don't really want to, you know, there's no communication. But because of how Mick does this, you know, because of who Mick is and how he operates, people are like, you know, he's actually being the how do you say, not the aggressor, but also he's like controlling the situation, because he goes in there and he's like, hey, what's up? Oh yeah, you know, if it ain't moving, then, you know, why are we still in here? You know, like, he's asking the direct questions. He knows how to do it already. So he knows what he's looking for. He knows what he's doing as far as going in and sampling and creating that or building on that relationship. So now when I go in there, just the past couple stores I went in, it was just like, hey, what's up? You know, like, they were greeting me instead of me always greeting them. And it's because of that seeing another face is because now Mick, you know, has hit those spots and did sampling events. Today I walked into Roxy's and they're like, oh, hey, when you guys coming out again? And I was like, oh, either this Monday or Tuesday. And then now they're giving me, they're like, yeah, it's cool during the week. You know, it's busy. But he said, you really want to come out on Saturdays because they got all these sports events going on over here at the park across the street and also at City College. And so he said the foot traffic on Saturdays is even better than, you know, their normal traffic during the weekdays of sandwiches. So, you know, those are the things that happen when we're able to plug in those people, you know, and that's great. I'm glad it's kind of, you know, we're trying this out and we're going in that direction and we're able to, but yeah, you know, Mick's presence is really felt, but and again, I mean, we came down this lane as far as conversation because of we're talking about what's, you know, why are we slower than last year or why haven't we? Well, that's another big factor is that, you know, the need to have the in your face presence, the need to have like we said, Pi, you know, he talked about, oh yeah, I was in there twice a day, you know, and how effective was that? Obviously, we blew that whole marina up because of that. So if we keep talking about it, we see what works. We just have to, on our end, figure out a way to teach the next person or even grow our team in that sense. You know, one of the things that, you know, Kim always brings up is doing internships. Mm-hmm. And we're fully capable. Like we set up a program for them. You know, they catch some of these meetings every so often. You know, that'll be one of them. And this is just learning business, you know, for them. Like they get an inside scoop on how to run a business, how to start a business, what it takes to, you know, keep businesses rolling. And then they get the credits and then they get the hours of, you know, the X amount of hours needed in, you know, for interning for a business. And so I think that's one of the big things that we could do. And one of the ideas I have, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but it has to do with the community. You know, there's so many community programs, and a lot of these programs are trying to help kids get into college. They're trying to help kids get the number of hours needed to qualify for specific occupations. You know, and these are hours right here that we can train somebody to understand what ooze juice is and be able to go out there and speak about it and do these sampling events for us. You know what I mean? And there's that trade-off. But it also helps us expand faster by having more people to plug in and play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
so just like we keep talking about, just like learning, I think learning curve was another reason. And, you know, good and bad. You know, really, I think realistically good for the most part, because again, we stopped ourselves from expanding. We said, you know what? We can't just we can go door to door and be successful. But as far as in the long run, us servicing these accounts by ourselves and at random times and at, you know, like if we get a distributor, it helps us out all the way around. So when we you know, like I said, we switch gears and yeah, it might seem like, okay, cool, we're hurting because of distribution. We're hurting because of sales. But again, we tried to attack the distribution and now we see what we're playing with there, but yet we're learning. Mm-hmm. And so I don't count it as a total loss that we haven't, you know, made those numbers. I count it as this is why you think it takes businesses 5 to 10 years to really blow up. Is because they're going through all these same things that we're going through. You know, they're going through, okay, what if I do this? The companies that don't make it are the companies that ain't willing to learn, that aren't changing with the times. They're the companies that are, they don't see these things. And so they put all their money into it, millions of dollars. Oh, I'm gonna put millions of dollars here thinking that the money's gonna, you know, okay, if I invest it, people are gonna buy it. But then they miss the key elements, which is the work that's being put in. You know, the sweat equity that's being put in, because and that's money too. That's, you know what I mean? Like, time is our money. And not only do we not have resources and, you know, the funds that some of these other people are, you know, are fortunate to be, but we also don't have the sweat equity that other people are fortunate, you know. But what we do have is we do have these meetings on Wednesdays, these meetings on Fridays that are helping us to figure out, okay, well, why aren't we growing? What's going on? And look at how much we've learned in the industry so far, just, you know, within what we've been doing. And the biggest upside to this is how much untapped ground is out there. It's like finding gold. You know what I mean? Like finding gold. Like, everyone came to San Francisco because it was booming with gold here in California. But how many other areas out there that are people like, look at all these shows, the Bering Gold, Sea Gold, the, you know, whatever, you know, Gold Rush, and, you know, all these, there's still these shows. Why? Because people are starting to understand there's so much untapped, you know, land out there. And that's the upside for us, is there's so much untapped land. We look at it as gold. You know what I mean? Getting into these accounts, getting this distribution lines to get the product across the nation. That's striking gold. But look how much work it takes.
Yeah.
And that's why some people make it and some people don't. Some people don't make it for the simple fact that they just give up. I mean, we always see that, you know, and it was that picture of the gold miner. You know, one dude is digging 30 plus years. Somebody else comes and digs faster and finds it, you know, gets lucky and finds it. And it's the same place that this old, you know, the other person could have been after all these years, but he just stopped. So, you know, that's what's going to keep us rolling. That's what keeps us, I mean, we're learning. And I mean, as cliche as it might seem, and people, oh, they're always saying they're just learning. They're like, well, you know what? When it comes to that 5-10 years, and we're still talking about it, when we accomplish those little goals, you know, these little minor goals, why are you waiting to get 1 million in sales? Why? You know, for the regular person, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
If you get 1 million in sales, then that means that we've been successful in some way or another. And if it takes us, you know, we set a hefty goal, you know, like a lofty goal to do it in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Come on. With no resources, that's very hard to do. But again, you know, it's the ones that last. Like you said, if we don't hit those goals in 2 to 3 years, well, what, we're going to stop? No. We set a goal, we didn't accomplish it, but we learned that already. How many times? How many times have we set big, lofty goals that we're like, oh, yeah, but we worked at it. We fell short 2 times, but we still accomplished those things. Right. So at the end of the day, you set goals to accomplish them. Doesn't matter how long it takes. You hope that it's faster. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Hope. But again, that's one of the biggest things too, that I see why our numbers aren't, you know, besides the effort, and we know these things already. We talk about them all the time, you know, but we also know that we also know how to get there. Why? Because we are trying all these things. We are, you know, putting the brakes on and say, hey, what are we doing here that's not right? Okay, we're seeing these big old events that, oh, come be a sponsor at this, you know, this and that. And look, the Rugby Sevens didn't work. You know, but did that stop us? No. We're still hitting these small events, selling 10, 12 cases. Little events. Okay, there's so many different little events. I was going to bring one up. That's next week, Sunday. I'll be out of town in Hawaii, but next week, Sunday, they have the Visitation Valley Fair. And my boy just opened up a boba spot on Leland Street over here. And that fair is pretty packed, but, you know, you start thinking about what we talked about. How do we grow in these areas, these big areas? And you talk about hidden districts. Well, we're pretty much in Visitation Valley on the outskirts. You know what I mean? Like, we have stores. Now my boy just hit me. He's like, what's up? Let me get 2 cases of ooze juice. He just opened yesterday. But, you know, here it is. Bam. Now it's right on the block where they have the fair at. You know, I'm going to get it in there before the fair. I'm gonna go drop 2 cases to them real quick. And, you know what I mean? Like, start getting and this is how we start getting back into our community, you know, and then taking over districts. You know, right now I thought about it. We're in Visitation Valley. We're in the Lower Mission slash Daly, like top of the hill, Daly City. And that's pretty much it as far as San Francisco. Oh, and then the Bayshore. So we're in the surround. Like I didn't think about how this really could play into our favor. Is that we're on the outskirts? You know what I mean? Like we're on the boundaries of San Francisco, and I didn't really trip off of that, but that's exactly what we're talking about. Starting in one corner or one area and expanding into the rest. And you know, here you go, Visitation Valley. That can help us in the community if anyone's available Sunday. But I'll get information on the festival and then see if anybody's available to go. And all we could do is just sit out there and do sampling.
Yeah,
real deal.
We could sell too, or
I'm pretty sure they got vendors. So
yeah.
I mean, even if that, we just sell a product.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just shoot me that when you get a chance, because like I said, man, trying to stay active for the last 3 months. Little things like this, it's always a plus because we're trying to get exposure in the communities. Like once we're able to tap into a few, it grows from that and kind of takes off based on you know, those first people that you encountered, and they'll help grow the brand. But just getting back to those numbers before we move on. Well, last year we did the same day, October 2nd, we already had hit 59K, $59,083.70. This year, same time, $37,374.25. So that's a $21,709.45 difference from year to year. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up, like I said, if we get both of them clicking, direct-to-consumer sales and our retailer sales, at 59K within the same time span, and then our direct-to-consumer sales right now, I mean, we only made like 40, less than, well, that's 59. So we only made like about 30 grand within the next 3 months, somewhere around there, like 30 grand to close out the year for 89K. But we get our direct to consumers are up, and you know, we hope to keep them both like at balance and kind of competing with each other, but in a good way to grow our sales. So that's the importance of keeping these numbers in front of us, and the reason why I wanted to it kind of transitions into marketing, because we have the numbers. Like I said, we got to do at least 7,300 for the next 3 months to even get close to 89 or to hit 89K. And what I wanted to implement is the follow through. You know, S brought it up, some of the things that we talk about and then we don't follow through. So the apparel thing, we got the ball rolling. Like we started that last night. We opened up the door, or we put out a post and we asked people, hey man, would you know, we're thinking about dropping this for October. What do you guys think? Comment below. Double tap if you want to drop it, if you want us to drop these hoodies. And got a great response.
I saw that.
Yeah, got a great response. And so we did.
My photo repost, man, messed up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and so that therefore, because of what happened last time, and I already contacted Thomas too. I will follow up with him for next week because the door will be opening on Wednesday for us to drop the first 25. So we're gonna do 25 of different colors, and there was 25 of each from small to 2X, and everything bigger like the 3X plus, we're gonna have people direct message us. The reason why I didn't want to order quantities of 3X plus is because of the fact we got kind of caught up in trying to do too much with bigger sizes, and I don't want to fall into that same trap. So we leave the door open for only a limited amount. We'll just say 5 to 10, from 3 to 5X. Well, that's it. But no, not do too much because of the exclusivity factor that we're still trying to keep in place. And that's the reason I want to do that. So, like I said, I hit up Thomas and I gave him the rundown, what we're going to do. We're going to start off with the first one this Wednesday. Because JT was the one who actually brought this up on Facebook, and he said, man, you guys should do the pink ones for breast cancer awareness. And I was just like, oh man, I knew it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I already knew that, but I just didn't really think of it when I put down the put the post yesterday. I was just thinking of these certain colors and what we wanted to, just throwing it out there, seeing what people thought of it. But so I'm going to change it up, and I think it's kind of cool, like as far as the marketing play, because it is open up the door with are going to be these pink ones right here. I'm going to share, and so just our logo on the front, and then on the back we got the the breast cancer awareness ribbon, and then join the movement. And I already ordered those. Those will be here by the 7th next week. This says a 6 right there, but it's going to be here by the 7th, which is a Wednesday. So we'll make the post then. And I told them that I'm thinking 20% of the proceeds go to breast cancer awareness. We'll find a charity to donate to. We'll come up with it. We'll bring this back up to the team and see if there's any out there that we felt compelled to donate 20%, and so that would be the first one to drop. 25. We seen what happened last time. In less than 2 hours, it was gone. We hope to have the same feel, but I asked Thomas, is there an option where we could put a timer on it? Like we talked about early on, samurai marketing, because I really want to have people feel in a certain way where they make the impulse purchase based on the time frame or the time limit that's there set in place. So waiting for him to get back to me. And like I said, I'll follow up with him so we can put everything together come Wednesday, have it up on our website instead of having people DM us through social media. That's a big hassle from what we learned last time. I don't want that hassle again because it was just too much, and there was 2 people on it trying to get. It was only 25, and so for them to experience what they experienced and then give me that rundown. And I just want to make it easier. Put it up on the website. Let everybody know there's 5 of each from this size to that size. First come, first serve. Bam. We clean that out. And that's just high hopes. Once again, 25. I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to go. We're never sure, but we're just trying. But I really want to run that out. Hopefully we get all those sold within the first day so that we can get to the next day and drop the next color. And like you guys seen, so we're gonna drop. There's the gray, red, blue, and black. There's 4 other colors, so 5 total.
You're gonna drop all 5 of them
at single times though, like separate. Separate.
I was gonna say drop one then, and then we gotta. Yeah. That was one of the things that Kofi told me too. He said we don't want to drop all of them at the same time because then that does give people an option to pick and choose. But we figure out which one we got the best response from or whatever, and then we drop that one first. And then obviously we can when that starts to slow down or then we bring it up later on. This is part of us being able to be consistent with those with the. What apparel?
Yeah, because my whole thinking was so it'd be hoodies for the whole month of October. 25, that's it. I ordered a few extra just in case, like as far as if we mess up on a print or whatever. But I don't want to. I just want to drop 25 a piece of these colors because when we bring it up again, we want to keep on building that up. So it's only the second time, but nothing we're just reaching. I just want to keep it small.
Yeah.
Next time around, we maybe move up to 30, maybe even get up to 50, somewhere around there. But it's a lot of money in these things, and a lot more money when you're adding another new products to the list, like we know, and then trying to make sure you sustain that and maintain it. Those are the things that we're going to have to really be looking into and paying attention to, because we're trying to keep track of what's going in, what's coming in, what's going out, and then being able to fulfill the needs of our consumer base, because of they're wanting to support the brand in a different way through apparel. So I wanted to drop them. This month would be hoodies. The next month I was thinking about, we'd only do a few, like probably 4 colors of those. And even maybe we do crew necks and baseball tees or something for that. Oh wait, October. Well, baseball tees would be over, but crew necks was the second thing on my mind for at least the month of November, and then even December. That could be something that we discuss as far as what we want to do, the next thing on the line to drop. But with all these, like the 25, that's 125 pieces, right? For 125 pieces, 5 different colors. We do the math. We put them at $60 a pop because of the fact that we're donating 20% of the proceeds to breast cancer awareness. 25 times 60, that comes out to $1,500. That's $7,500 that we have the potential to make based on just the apparel alone. And that's, once again, that's for 125 pieces an article, or 125 hoodies that we have to crank
minus
out.
The cost.
Huh?
Minus cost, though.
Right. Minus cost. So it's, when I did we're only making, when I did the math, it's only about 30% profit margin based on the donating part. But yeah, 1,500 off of that. But those are the numbers for just that. But the next month around, once again, we're trying to reach 7,300 each month, and we have to add in the apparel. There's no other way around it, because that gives us the best chance to reach that number. Because you figure, let's just say we sell half of that, but we still got ourselves in product, in juice. We still got those sales. Then like I said, man, both of them together, because already we're gonna have 1, 2, 3. Basically, yeah, we're gonna have a few, more than a few deliveries up and coming, which is gonna be close to a couple $1,000s off top within the next week or so. Once we get this production run going after the 8th, plus the events. It's easy. The events probably, this one right here gonna get us a couple hundred or whatever, but the other one in Santa Cruz, we're hoping that we can get, like I said, 12 cases. That's a couple hundred too. That adds up. That's another 1,000 to the pot. But this is just 1 month. And this 1 month, this is really gonna teach us a lot, that I feel, just to be able to manage apparel and the product. We got that. I feel that we're gonna get better, obviously, but we understand how it works. The apparel part of it, even though it's still small quantities, is still trying to get a hang of it, like a grasp of how it works. Because fortunate for us, we're not doing too much. We're not just leaving the whole line out there. We're just doing monthly things, monthly campaigns. So this will be the first one. We'll see how it goes. That'll give us, we mid-month, I want to start prepping, because we already got the game plan for that for this month. But mid-month, I want to start prepping for November. Because if we already got crew necks, then what do we want to do with crew necks? What kind of designs do we want to make? Do we want to keep it the same, simple? Because a lot of people still on the crew neck, they'll still want it like that, with the logo and Dream Chasers or something like that. But mid-month, I want to start working on November. We'll talk about this more for marketing, but this is going to help us out right here. That I feel, obviously, it's a 50-50. It's a crapshoot. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we can hope for the best, but just remember that even if it doesn't go our way, we still have product that for promotion, and we can always hold on to those things for the next, like, if we do another run for Christmas, or we can just do a blowout sale or something like that, where, like I said, our goal is to get back to that number. I want to reach that number. I mean, and if we go beyond it, man, that's great, especially in the last 3 months where it's the hardest time of the year to sell juice or to sell beverages, but you switch it up on them, and you're really pushing the apparel on them, and with the juice involved, and it kind of, I'm looking for it to boost our sales and get us there. So that's my idea for this marketing campaign with apparel starting this month and moving forward to close out the year. And so that was pretty much all I had for sales and marketing. And did you have anything?
No, just do you want to wait for feedback about the labeling, or?
Yeah, that's as far as that, because we only got one person. I wish that everyone could have made it, and we had that same kind of feel that we did last time, where we engaged and we threw out ideas and all out on the table, because I think that helps out the most when we're trying to figure out what we want this thing to look like. And
I'll save mine till we all meet together next Wednesday or so.
Yeah, everybody should be done by then. I just don't want to. I know it's October, but if we can get it done, by next week. I really want to make that push for this upcoming year.
Mine is really simple.
Yeah.
Huh? No, I was just saying, it's really simple. More so just because when you first threw it out there, I just started looking at different labeling, and I started like comparing and contrasting products. And I was just thinking, I said, obviously we read the article about products and what they do with the label and why, and the different colors they use, and so on. And so when I was checking that out, with that in mind, checking out the different labeling for different products, I just noticed a pattern, which is very on point with the article. It's about branding, and so mine was very simple. I was thinking just change the color of the label and also the name of it. But as far as the key points, keep it the same because of the branding. People can identify with our product already based on the branding. And now if you look at, certain things, as far as looking, the different brands, they have their logo the same exact way. They just change the color or the fruit or the, whatever it is, but their brand is specific, you know what I mean? And it stays along the lines. If we change it up way too much, then we run the risk of, not confusing people. Oh, I thought they were this. I thought they were that. And so simply, I was thinking, since it's a lighter appeal, maybe like a pineapple-ish color background, instead of the blue, but everything else the same. The red the same, the logo the same, red and blue. You know what I mean? But yeah, thinking something like along the lines of that, and then changing the name, because when people look at it, they're gonna, oh, this is the same branding.
Yeah.
Like Buy 5, they got different types, but it's that white labeling with a different fruit, and the Buy 5 right there on the like. And if you look at every different types of juice, it's the same thing. They have the same labeling, just a different color or a different picture of the what are the oranges, but if you everything Tropicana, they're all the same labeling, just different colors, but their brand, what their logo is, and how their the font or the text that they're the style of it, it's the same exact as the original product. So
yeah. I mean, I think that's from, well, at least for two perspectives. Will his is pretty much a similar to take to it. And we gotta, I mean, I think the most thing, one of the biggest things too is, like, I think because it's so easy for us to, I mean, like, we really want to stay in tune with building the brand and keeping it simple and for people to identify with the new flavor. The flavor profile, that's something that I really want to work on. Like, I really want to bounce ideas off of each other, because that's what's going to stand out. I mean, you think about it, like Oost Juice really stands out. Like, Oost Juice, oh dang! But a lot of people are like, taro or taro.
Yeah,
you got taro in there, like, and that is because of the flavor profile. Like, if we didn't put that on there, it'd be a lot more difficult for people to figure it out.
yeah.
And so that's, we got to come up with something that's catchy, and just Taro Twist is pretty catchy. And so this one, I want, we'll figure it out. I know
Once
we
get
will.
off, I want to ask you questions about the flavor and profile, the actual flavor profile, like what's in it. I know some of them, but then and also we can pick maybe one of them to play at. This we played at Taro and then Taro Twist. We added that, but it was specific to shout out Taro. So I want to see if there's a play with one of the main ingredients in this other, our second product. But I don't want to spill the beans, so I'll wait till we click off.
All right, cool. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for your time. Please take a look at this when you guys do get a chance, and then we bring it all back to the table. So that's pretty much it, and we'll go ahead and end it out here in prayer, and then we get on our separate ways. So, Father, Lord, I come to you in prayer, and Lord, I thank you for communication. I thank you for meetings. I thank you for allowing us each and every opportunity that we get to speak about our venture, our business, our ideas, the movement, because that alone, spending time just talking about things, it stirs up something in a person. I mean, they could be doing anything they want to do, but for that 30 minutes to that hour, however long it lasts, we're right here, just talking about what we want to do. And a lot of people may think that we ain't doing nothing at all, or we just be BSing. But obviously, with what we've been able to accomplish in this amount of time, we must be doing something. I mean, you can't just be, just BSing. This is what it is. We're grateful each and every day that we get to fight for this this thing that we love to do and what we believe in. And we ask that you continue to just open up doors, continue to just show us things that maybe hurting our business, and then show us things that to help us grow our business, because we want to see where we need to pivot, where we need to pick up, where we need to give a little bit more effort, how we can do things more efficient, more effective. I mean, we're all ears, and that's what we all know. Just going off on this venture, that we have to be sponges, and that we have to be willing to take advice, to lean on one another, to be able to, and willing to hear and listen, and not only that, but apply what we've learned to build our company. So with that being said, Lord, you know what we are needing to grow this company exponentially. Yeah, the amounts that we talk about, 500K, $1 million, just to be able to expose the brand in a major way in just this sector of the U.S. That's only the start. It's only the start. We have big dreams, and we have a lot of ideas, and it's going to take a lot of funding and a lot of connections to be able to grow something as big as we envision. And so, with that, Lord, we are always open, and we ask you that you open up these doors, and that we make the connections that's necessary to continue to build onto this piece by piece. As we go on our separate ways, we ask that you be with us all. We ask that you bless the newest addition to our family up in Washington right now, and his parents. And I hope that everybody is doing all well. And then even those who are not doing well, we ask for healing, that you are with them, that you continue to give them the strength that they need, that you are their rock. And then everybody that goes out to war to build our company up, all my brothers, continue to just be there for them. Let them know that you are there, even if they don't see it, and let them know how real you are with everything that you continue to do for us. I mean, it's the biggest blessing of all is just being able to be alive, and we see that, we know that, and we get to continue to fight, like I said. And so, with that, Lord, thank you again. Give you all the praise, glory, and honor, for you're worthy. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.